Now, it only escalated from there. Pyongyang called the president a barking dog. They called him deranged, senile. Then this.
We can't have madmen out there shooting rockets all over the place. And by the way, Rocket Man should have been handled a long time ago. We have to handle it. Little Rocket Man, we're going to do it because we really have no choice. He may be smart, he may be strategic, and he may be totally crazy. But you know what? No matter what he is, we're going to handle it, folks. Believe me, we're going to handle it.
Is there any reason to believe, with the rhetoric being what the rhetoric is, that there can be any conversations about just dialing this back? To start by dialing it back, the confrontational rhetoric and the missile launches and the like? Hard to believe in this environment, right?
It does not seem like they're trying to dial things back. It seems like both President Trump and the leader of North Korea are trying to ratchet things up as much as possible. Both have sort of fragile egos that they believe have been challenged by one another, and the president seems to be wanting to move that forward and ratchet things up significantly.
To what end is the question?
Right. That's the point. That's the strategy. You have you're giving ammunition both to the leader of North Korea and other regimes that have reason to attack the United States and criticize the president, as well as to some of our allies like the European Union, like Sweden, like France, who have spoken out against some of the words the president used, including the attack saying that he'd have no choice but to destroy North Korea. That's leaving the U.S. more isolated.
One of the arguments Team Trump makes, and again, some of his own advisors have asked him to dial back the rhetoric, but what they say is if you get China rattled, if you get China thinking, wow, this guy could be serious about this military option thing, as opposed to just saying all options are on the table, he says totally destroy, that maybe they will behind the scenes. And you did have the administration announce some new sanctions this week, say that the Central Bank of China apparently was going to crack down on financial transactions. We'll see if that comes. If that comes about, then that would be a success for the Trump administration, if that comes about. The North Korean foreign minister spoke to the United Nations. The president said that he watched that speech. In that speech, he called Trump, the North Korean foreign minister called Trump the commander in grief, the Lion King, and President Evil. He said the American people don't like the president. The president tweeted this morning, just heard the foreign minister of North Korea speak at the UN. If he echoes the thoughts of Little Rocket Man, they won't be around much longer. It's the they won't be around much longer. Does he mean regime change, the foreign minister and Kim Jong-un and the elites that run the country? Or does he mean the 25 million people who live in North Korea?
I think what he's saying is part of his bigger goal of always trying to have the upper hand, show that he is a stronger person, the person with more strength. And, this personal name calling and going back and forth with Kim Jong-un is problematic for a lot of reasons. Obviously, here in the U.S., a lot of his critics are pointing out that this simply is not presidential. This is unseemly, unbecoming. I would also point out that this is the kind of reception that he's getting abroad as well. I've been paying some attention to how South Korean local media has been reacting to all of this. And there's some buzz going around because a conservative commentator in South Korea has made up a nickname for Donald Trump, playing off of the sound Trump and giving him a nickname that sounds a little like someone who has gone a little mad. So this is not something that the international community is ignoring. And in fact, they are getting worked up as well, as Americans are here in this country, because of the rhetoric that just simply does not sound
and yet a lot of conservatives who have not said nice things about this president said very nice things about the speech in the United Nations, saying, thank you, Mr. President, for drawing some tough lines.
Right. Yeah, look, I think there's a difference between the Alabama statements and the UN speech, if you can separate them to some degree, which unfortunately we have to because this is this president. Look, I don't think that Trump himself has a doctrine. I don't think he has a lot of strategy. But, this is a place where it's really hard to make the argument that what we have been doing for 4 administrations has worked. And so they're looking for a different way, and people are guiding him in that way.
We'll see.
And you get a lot of stupid stuff on the side.
A lot of stupid stuff on the side. Just ahead, our reporters share from the Nopus, including the big meeting Senator Lisa Murkowski is having back home this weekend, could help her make her big decision on the Republican health care bill.
Hello? No one asks us to go into the chaos.
Hello.
Into the heartbreak.
Welcome.
It's the story that drives us forward.
Can we have the memo?
It's the story that needs to be told. This is why we go.
Let's go live to CNN senior international correspondent Nimel Bagher.
For the Syrians and their families. For somebody to tell you their story, it's something I take really seriously, and it's not something you can just parachute in and ask somebody to open their heart to you. To peel away the layers to get to the heart of the person who you're telling a story about.
France will never give up against the terrorists.
And delve beneath the surface of what's happening. You can hear their story, and you're going to do their story justice. You have to show yourself to them. How high was the water? The water was as tall as that tree. CNN's the right place to tell their story.